Here we have Grind Machine 2 from Audio Assault. Alright, so let's take a look at it. In this video, I just want to go over the features so you can see everything that is included. Here on the Audio Assault website, let's just take a little bit of a look at this. Now, one thing you should know is that I'm using the beta version, so you're going to see a couple things missing versus what you see in the final version. If you take a look at the official video, you'll see there is a tight button right here that I don't have in the beta, okay? So just keep that in mind as well, and be sure to check out this Grind Machine 2 demo as well. So Grind Machine 2 is a reincarnation of the legendary metal tone monster Grind Machine, and Grind Machine was indeed a classic amp simulator. It features a impact engine, and that emulates the microdynamic movements of real speakers, adding a sense of realism. We'll get to all this in a minute. So layout is pretty simple. We'll go through all that. Input section here, gate, of course, that tight switch, which I don't have on the beta version, but you will have in the full version. It comes with a lot of different preamps, I believe 15 different ones. So a lot of different sounds that you can get. It comes with plenty of cabinets, 15 custom impulse response cabinets, and of course you can add your own. You can use the impact controls, which we'll get to, so the amount of speaker movement being emulated. You can also, of course, bypass the cabinet and use any IR loader that you want. Of course, you have your basic preamp controls. So this is just a quick rundown. Let's head back into Bitwig in this case, and you can see we can just click on the name of the amp there and choose it. There's, I believe, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different preamps and a bunch of different cabinets. If you want to load your own impulse responses, just click on the impulse folder. That will bring it up, and then just drag and drop any impulse responses into this folder that you want, and they will then show up right within Grind Machine 2. Okay. Also down here will be some presets. This doesn't work for me because I am using the beta, but this will work for you. You can, of course, use and set up your own presets. So let's go over the interface here. And of course, everything will sound different depending on, what cabinet we're using, but I'll just choose the first cabinet right here. Okay, so I have a 9-string guitar strapped on right now. Awesome. So let's start off here. At the top, we have a gate. Now for any of these controls, we can actually use our mouse wheel to adjust those parameters. Of course, you can also click and drag, but there's our gate. So if I don't have the gate on, you can hear all of that background noise. You can pull it up really, really high to cut that background noise out, and it cuts off really quick. So you can get really djenty with this. That's probably too fast, but you get the point of what the gate does. The gate just shuts down all of that noise for us. Our preamp, we can turn that on or off. So if I turn that off, just the input of the guitar, right? Turn it back on. Awesome. On to the other side, we have our impact control. If I turn that all the way down, turn it up, get some more realism, more depth, almost like a depth or punch control that you might see on other amps. Although that's not the same thing at all. I'm just saying as far as how it sounds to my ears, it's not a depth or punch control that you see on other ones. I'm just saying, again, that's sort of how it sounds. It just adds more depth, more realism, more of that punch, more of that low end, but not a flubby, bassy low end, And of course, this is going to sound different depending on the cabinet. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. But then, of course, we have our gain, bass, mid, treble, presence, and, of course, the master. Turn it up or down, however much you want. So that's the basics. You should know what gain, bass, mid, and treble do. So now we'll go through our preamps here. We'll start at the top, and we'll just start with this first impulse response here. But keep in mind, it's going to, of course, sound different if I'm using different cab. Right. So just keep that in mind. We'll just go through these really quick here. Now, just as we can bypass the preamp, we can also bypass this whole cabinet section. Doesn't sound good there, but bypass everything. Bypass just the cab. And then you can use a different impulse response loader if you want. All right. And you can also just bypass the preamp, and you can almost use Grind Machine 2 as an impulse loader and feed something else into it. But let's turn both of those on. And again, start up here. With this preamp, let me turn my gate down a little bit. Again, just keep in mind, whenever you change your cabinet, it's going to drastically affect the sound. Sounds great. We can use these little buttons on the side to go forward and backwards for our amp, and then of course for the cabinets. All right, so that's really the basics of the Grind Machine 2. Let's go to the next one. This one's clean. And of course, you can always adjust the different parameters. Next one here. Change my pickup. So that one I might use less impact, less bass, less mids, treble. Really, really grindy there. Might want to try a different, different cabinet. On to the next one, the Bassmaster. Another clean one. Of course, I'd have to turn that one up a bit. All right, but a nice Bassmaster emulation. On to the next one here. Our Brit. Of course, change your cabinet. Change your gain if you want. Really gainy, pull it down. Next simulation. Then I might do more impact on that. More mids, less presence. Sounds pretty good there. Really, really grindy there. This Fat German is great too, by the way. Of course, once we change that, we have to change some other parameters. Very nice. Next one. I really like this amp here. More bass. More impact. See more presence on that. That just sounds great. If you just have a 6-string, there's your E. Put this here. Hear that? Very, very grindy there. Great for metal. Little monster. Great. And of course, change your cabinets if you want. Not great there. It's not for dirty, fat and loud. You can just find something that you like. Adjust your parameters. You're good to go. Next one. That's pretty cool. Might use a little more gain on that with a little more bass, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. Just want to show you what you get. Nice one. More low end on that. Maybe more mids, maybe less. Sort of depends. And change this. Hear that? Up up your gate on this, really chop it off. Could actually be a little bit higher. Really djenty there. Great sound overall. Not too much of that high-end, that digital fizz. I go to the 8th string. Does well, very nice and articulate, of course. Always change your parameters, always change your cabinet, see what works well. 9th string. Nice and articulate, rings through, but you still get the feeling of that low end there. Next one, Raptor. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's go to the modern 4x12. It's got some good low end to it there. I'd probably actually change this a little bit. Pretty nice, pretty nice. The knife, I like this one here. Hear that, man? It's just grimy, man. Grindy, grimy, everything. Djenty, as it's called these days. The Avenger, I like this cab here. So much attack to that. Great for the 8th string or 9th. It's a great amp right here. Sounds good with that fat German too. If I can find it again. Right there. That just screams metal. Next one is the Sonic. It's a little bit different, as you can tell. Hear that in the low end and in the mids. A lot of great amps in here. Triceratops. That's really bass heavy there. So again, depending on your amp and cab combination, you're going to have to, of course, adjust things. And back to the beginning. So that is all of your amps and some of your cabs. We didn't go through every single one of them, but you get the idea of how that works. Great sound for metal in these. Of course, you have some clean preamps there that you can use as well. A nice selection of cabs come with it. Again, you can always just add your own impulses just by going to that impulse folder and dragging in whatever impulse responses that you want. So that's the basics and the features of Audio Assault's Grind Machine 2.